All right, you guys ready to move to calendars? And again, keep in mind all the stuff that I'm doing right now doesn't have anything to do with the creation of the business yet. We're just setting up the foundation. This is all one-time stuff. So again, we're just setting up the basic foundation here so we can move on. We can actually create a marketing campaign that will take somebody from a cold lead, warm them up, and get them to purchase your product and get them to pay you forever. So hang in there. There's a lot to come. So, and this is going pretty quick. I mean, we're going through this. There's nothing difficult about what I'm showing you. It's literally point and click, answer some questions, and now you got a help desk. It'll be the same thing with calendars. And this should be very familiar to you once you get the hang of this, because if you notice everything that we're doing, it all looks the same. Add a calendar, big plus button here. So we're going to click that. We're going to choose the mode here. Like, is this a consultant mode calendar? And that is what Chris wants for his money coaching business. It's a consultant model. So you can also do like a class model where it's recurring classes. You can do the gym model. You can do the live event mode, but we're going to do, I like the consultant mode. It's the most useful basic calendar that I think is going to work for just about everybody. So we're going to create that. We're going to name it, and we will call it the Money Coach Chris calendar. And again, you can always change this stuff. It's not a problem. Everything is fluid in here. The only thing you can't change is when you set up your initial account, you have to give it a username. That's the only thing you can't change. So in here, it's got the basic look, and we see we've already loaded the logo up here. So if you want to change the logo to a different one, you just click the little edit button here. It goes into your image library and you can select what you like. You can confirm. We're going to cancel out because it's already in there. Now, you have, again, the color scheme. So we want everything to look the same. So we're going to go and we're going to find that dark blue color. There we go, dark blue. So we're going to save it. Now we're going to go to the next screen, which this is the schedule. Now, this is where you actually have to set up all of your scheduling stuff. So you say, yes, I understand. Let's see what we're understanding here. You may create multiple classes within the same calendar. So you can actually create different calendars. Like if you want to do a 15-minute consult, you want a 30-minute consult, you want a 1-hour consult, you can set all those up using the same calendar, which is really, really cool. Okay, configure. Okay, cool. So we understand. Now we're going to set the calendars up. So the first class, let me go in here, and I know he's got a calendar section. Okay, so that is that. Let me look at his README file. Pages calendar. Here we go. Okay, so a free 20-minute consult. So I'm just going to take that. That's what we're going to set up. So that is going to be the free 20-minute consult. We're going to use that for the description also. Now here, it's a 0 hour, but it's a 20-minute. Now we have to select who's the team leader. So we're going to select our money coach here, and we're going to add him in. Now, notice up here, we still can't save it because we haven't selected any availability here. So we have to set up the availability of what days and what times this calendar is going to take these 20-minute appointments. So I'm going to go back over here. It's Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5. Okay. Wow, that is aggressive. I know for me, I wouldn't want to take that many calls, but Chris is going to be a busy guy. So let's just do this. So available days, we're going to go Monday through Saturday. We're going to give him Sunday off. And then the times, we're going to select the times here. And this is kind of a tricky part. So let's go up here. Let's get to noon. So we're going to add noon. And then we're going to select another time. And you don't want these things back to back. You want to put some buffer in between them. So we're going to say 12:30. We're going to add that. And I hope they haven't changed this. I hope I'm doing this right. I hope this is still in the Eastern time. Otherwise, we're going to have to come back and change all this. But cool thing is, it is all totally editable. So not to worry. So we got from noon to 7:30, which takes them to 8. So that is the 9 to 5. We've left them a lunch hour and we're good to go. Now, the other thing here is you can select what days, like if you want particular days off or if you want a month off, you can set this in here. And then number of sessions 1, and then here, down here, you can say block specific dates. Like most people don't want to work on Christmas. So we're going to take Christmas off. And you can add as many dates in here that are blackout dates, which basically just removes them from your calendar. We can say minimum booking notice. You might not want to allow same day booking. You might not want to allow bookings for today or tomorrow. You might want a time buffer in here so you can look at your schedule and be ahead. So I'm just going to say no same day bookings for now. And then you can also do no booking restrictions this way as well. But we're going to say no same day. Here you can say only bookings for today. But we will leave that alone. And now we have filled this thing out sufficiently that it will allow us to save it. So now that we've saved that, it says, do we want to sync appointments to avoid double booking? This is a really good thing to do. We want to, this is no, don't sync. We want to sync across all multiple classes and calendars. I would highly recommend that you sync all of your calendars so you don't double book. And then the next thing is you can sync with your Google Calendar. The really cool thing here is when you sync this up to a Google Calendar, you can make the editing of your booking days, your availability, super simple by just going into your Google Calendar and just mark off a whole day busy. That way you never have to log in here to adjust your calendar. You can do it right through Google Calendar. And it will also sync with any other meetings that you've got within your Google Calendar. Now, remember, in integrations, Chris set this up already. So he's already got his Gmail calendar in here. Okay, so we're just going to sync both of his calendars. That way, if somebody's scheduled here or here, it's going to block it off and we'll be in good shape. So let's save that. Google Calendar synced. How easy is this? This is like a piece of cake. All right, now you can do meeting rooms. This is a cool thing to do because remember, he connected Zoom. So if you click yes, this will actually add a Zoom room to your meetings, like your calendar of meetings. So we'll click Zoom here. we'll connect his account, and now Zoom is integrated. So this calendar is really, really powerful. We're going to save and next. Now let's see what we got here. This is where you can actually have a free or a paid. Now, I know this one was free because of the title of it. So we're just going to leave it free. And you can have here when they register what information, like if you want a phone number, you can add the phone number in here. You can scroll down and say phone number with country code or without or with. You can get their address. Now, the more you ask, the less likely they are to comply. They might just back out of this. I usually just ask for first name, email, really. But here we're asking first name, last name. That's perfectly fine. You can also, I don't know if you noticed that you can also add a custom field. You can actually create custom database fields within Kartra to track things that are important to you in your business. That's a really, really cool feature. So we won't do that for now, but just know that you can do that. So we'll save the registration as free. Now, time zone. You want to let your customers select their respective time zone. This has nothing to do with what we were just setting up here. That's our time zone. You want to let your customers set their own time zone. So we'll save that. We'll save and continue. Now, here is the success message. So when you set this up, display confirmation message, it automatically plugs one in here for you. This is really cool. You can edit this if you want. Like in the headline, you could say here, you know, thank you for scheduling your meeting. You can put whatever you want in here. And it's just a basic information email that goes out to them. You'd want to put your contact information in here, all that good stuff. And then if you want a button, you can actually add a button to the bottom of this if you want them to click on something. And then there's what it would look like. Add it to the calendar button is all pre-configured. That is all ready to go. So just remember, you want to come in here and edit this message. It's very important that you edit that. And if you want an external button linked, you have to configure that as well. So we have to go back. We have to save that. Go to next. Now, this will actually send reminders. It's one thing to get somebody to sign up for an appointment with you on your calendar. It's another to get them to show up. So you want to put yes, communicate with the users. We're going to use the Kartra Mail Gateway. That is the default that we set up. That, again, that was set up over here in integrations under email. So we're going to save this. And then it's going to say, how many reminders would you like? So we've got the booking confirmation, and then we've got the email reminders. So we want yes. And then here we can add a new reminder. So we can say, send this communication reminder how many days and how many hours before the session starts. So you might send this, let's say 2 days ahead. 2 days and 0 hours ahead before the session starts. And again, this is a pre-configured. You can edit this, but it's going to put all the stuff in dynamically. Super simple. Does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. It shows you here the dynamic codes if you want to add something in. But again, you've got your subject here, event booking reminder. You might want to make that specific. And then this is really a cool feature here, this rich HTML. I'm not going to show you that yet. We're going to do that real soon, but that's to make a custom email. That's like if you want a branded email. For these reminders, you might want to come back and do that, but for right now, I'm just going to leave these as is. They've already got the calendar link in there and all that stuff. You can also send a test so you can see what this looks like. I'm going to save that. And now you can see we've got one 2 days ahead. I'm going to add another one. I'm going to put this to 1 day ahead. Again, 0 hours. Just going to leave the default for now. Going to save it. Then I'm going to do a third one. And this one, I'm going to do 0 days, but I'm going to do 1 hour ahead. So an hour before they're scheduled to meet, they're going to get this last one, just reminding them, hey, your session's coming up. Now, you could do more than this. You could do one like 15 minutes ahead. You could get as detailed as you want here. But that's definitely, you definitely want to do that. So we've got send the immediate confirmation and send the reminders. 3 reminders configured. So pretty cool stuff. All right, now this is where you get into the permissions. This says, no, do not allow cancellations. That's not very nice. You want to allow them to cancel if they want. That's better than them just not showing and you not knowing they're not showing. So I would definitely allow them the ability to cancel. And this here is session approval. If you want to instantly approve these, or if you want to manually review these before you approve them. I had this set to manual at first, and it drove me nuts having to go in there. And then sometimes I'd forget. And then all of a sudden they wouldn't get the reminders because I didn't manually approve them. So I would recommend going to instant approval. And then if you have something that comes up, you can always reach out to that person and manually reschedule it. Okay. And then automations. Here's where you can add tags. Like you can add a calendar tag in here. You can subscribe them to lists. I would highly recommend that you subscribe everyone that does anything, at least to your prospect list. Now this, we have no details that this is a customer. So let's just put them on the prospect list. We'll save that. And then we'll add a tag. So yes, add a tag. We don't have one created, so we're going to do a new one here. And we're just going to say calendar appointments. Copy that. Paste it in. We're not going to put it in any category. We'll just create it, add it, and save it. So now we're going to assign the tag. We're going to put them on the list. We're not subscribing them into a sequence or doing automations. That will be some fancy stuff you'll learn down the line here. But now, cool, we've got our calendar set up. So we can get the calendar hosted page here, or we can actually get the JavaScript and we can embed that right into our website. But I'm going to just get the calendar link here. Now we got that yucky link again, chrismclean.kartra.com. We say, this is like drugs. Just say no. Just say no to that. All right, let's go to getmoneycoachchris.com. And we will put on here, I'm sure they've reserved calendar in the Kartra system. So we will say schedule. And you shouldn't, this is another thing, you should never use caps when you're creating URLs. Okay, so we got moneycoachchris.schedule. Let's go see what that looks like. Paste it in. Hopefully no errors. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my goodness. This is great and bad. If you notice what happened, I did the stuff in Eastern time. Kartra has actually fixed their calendar. Thank God for that. So you don't have to do it in the funky Eastern times now. You can do it in the Pacific time zone. So that means I have to go back and fix that. I'm going to leave that for Money Coach Chris to do that, but you get the picture. So let's say you want to go out here and you want to schedule for next Thursday at noon. Next. And you put your name, last name, your email. You have to agree. Next, and away you go. Now notice those are required. So if you even try to get through here, we go red. So I will just test it here. Next. Congratulations. Look at that. I can add it right to my calendar. I've got the bogus email here because we haven't filled that out yet. But you can see, look at how cool this looks. This is a very professional looking calendar system. Here I can see my appointments. So I can log in here. I can check that out. I can cancel if I want, change my appointment. Pretty cool stuff. All right. So far we have set up our lists. We have set up our help desk. We've set up our calendars. That's all the pretty much one-time stuff. The other stuff that I'm going to be getting into here and showing you, well, memberships that could be a one-time, or you could do a multiple memberships. But for the most part, this is the foundation, the ground level here. And we did all the ground level stuff here in about an hour. So congratulations. You'll never have to do that stuff again. And in an hour, we pretty much have our Kartra account set up, ready to roll. And we're going to be ready to move on and actually build a money-making business here.